Hello, welcome back. Okay, let's continue because before we were talking, we were. Fijaos en la pronunciación, were. No, yo no digo wear. Wear es llevar puesto. I'm wearing a red sweater and a red and gray shirt. Wear. But we were talking. Estábamos hablando, o hablábamos, del Mago de Oz. We were talking about the Wizard of Oz. We were talking about courage, el valor, coraje, valentía. We were talking about courage, and we were talking about scarecrows. Do you remember? Los espantapájaros. Scarecrows. The job of a scarecrow is to ahuyentar a los pájaros, to scare away. To scare es asustar. Oh, me has asustado. Oh, me asustó. Me ha asustado el ruido. It scared me. But to scare away, añadiendo away, es ahuyentar. Tratando de asustar a los pájaros, en este caso con el espantapájaro. To scare the crows or other birds away. That's the job of a scarecrow. Okay, now, courage. I want to encourage you to make an effort. And you need to encourage me to make an effort because every day I come to this studio, every day I come here to speak to you for 2 straight hours, 2 horas consecutivas, 2 horas seguidas, 2 straight hours, 2 consecutive hours, consecutive. También podéis usar consecutivo, pero bajo una condición, que lo pronunciéis bien, no consecutive hours. See, if you promise me to say it right, I give you permission to use the word consecutive. For 2 hours consecutive, for 2 straight hours, or for 2 hours in a row. I come here every day. Now, do you think I come here in a good mood every day? Do you think I come here in a fun, ebullient disposition every day? No, I don't. So, de la misma medida, in the same measure that I encourage you to take English seriously and to make an effort, you need to encourage me to come here and do my best because I'm human like anybody and I have my ups and downs. Tengo mis altibajos, biorítmicos, psicológicos, llámalo como quieras. I have my ups and downs, but still, every time I sit down and the lights turn on and the cameras are on and they say, action, and they go, bam, action, camera, I have to smile. And I have to help you with your English, aunque no tenga ganas algún día. Even if I don't feel like it sometimes, I have to do it. It's my job. All right? So, I will encourage you to make an effort with your English. Ana, os animo, anda, os animo. Vamos, si podéis, sé que podéis. And it's true. I know you can. I have only met one person, and esto es verdad, eh? I'm telling you the truth. I have only met one person in 35 years teaching English in which I would say that person will never learn English. And I remember that person, Gerardo was his name. And pondría la mano en el fuego, que ese en su vida podría aprender inglés. But that's only one person in maybe 5,000 people I have personally taught, which means that you are perfectly capable of learning. Gerundio, después de of, que es preposición. You are perfectly capable of learning English, and so you have no excuse. And if you don't learn English, it's your fault. It's not my fault, it's your fault. Okay? The only person responsible for your English is you. Y no existen métodos revolucionarios, aunque pregunten algunos por ahí. Revolutionary methods don't exist. The only revolutionary method is in your heart and in your head and in your spirit. You can convert my method into a revolutionary method. This method is not revolutionary. It's a good method, como casi cualquiera. But el que lo hace revolucionario es tú. So, I encourage you, pero también os pido que me animéis a mí, por favor. Please encourage me So if you like this class, if you enjoy this program, if you enjoy watching this television channel, write emails to us and say, disfruto. Okay, aprovecho. And it gives us encouragement to continue. We need feedback. We need information from you. And positive information is positive reinforcement, reforzamiento positivo, positive reinforcement, and we feel better, and we come in with a better attitude, better disposition, and we are ready to conquer, ¿cómo se dice conquistar en inglés? To conquer the world. And you will notice our energy level, nivel de energía, our energy level will increase if you help us. So I encourage you to improve your English, but you need to encourage us to make an effort to help you. And it's a symbiosis that works together. Okay, alentador, encouraging. Es alentador saber que vas a estar aquí todos los días. It's encouraging for me to know that you will be here every day watching me and watching this television station. All right, it's encouraging. Siguiente palabra, crecimiento, growth. Exagero la terminación, pero por un motivo. Growth. La C, la Z, sonido de Z. Madrid, algunos aquí en Madrid dicen Madrid. Growth. El crecimiento de Madrid. The growth of Madrid. Okay. Madrid, growth. To grow is crecer. To grow. Okay. Vuestro inglés va a crecer conmigo, espero. I hope your English will grow with me. To grow. To grow. Children, little children, grow every year. Some years they grow more than other years. And some adolescents stop growing when they're 13. Others stop growing when they're 16. Others stop growing. Even sometimes you find people who continue growing until they are 20 or 25. All right? One famous basketball player, when he entered the university, he was 1 meter 89, and he entered the university when he was 18. When he finished the university, when he was 22, he was 2 meters 17. During the university, between the age of 18 and 22, he grew about 25 or 30 centimeters. It's quite strange, but it happened. And he became a famous pivot, a famous center for the Chicago Bulls. All right? To grow es crecer. Aquí en España muchos cometéis sobre todo la gente en las empresas, cometéis errores. Un error muy curioso y gracioso realmente, porque añadís el up después de to grow up. Be careful. To grow es crecer. Si queréis decir que nuestra empresa ha crecido un 10% este último año, decís to grow. Last year our company grew. Pasado de grow, grew. Grow, grew, grown. Pero pasado grew. Our company grew 10%. Nuestra empresa está creciendo. Our company is growing. Nuestra empresa siempre crece. Our company always grows. Es necesario que nuestra empresa crezca. It's important for our company to grow. To grow. We need to grow. Every department needs to grow. Aquí no estoy usando up. En ningún caso, to grow up. Pero por algún motivo os gusta el up, añadir el up a grow. Y es correcto, pero en otro sentido enteramente. Y si decís en inglés, nuestra compañía está creciendo up, y decís our company is growing up, un angloparlante se va a reír un poco para sus adentros, porque suena tan gracioso. Porque en inglés es to grow up es hacerse mayor. To grow up es pasar de la niñez o la adolescencia a la edad adulta. You're passing from childhood, niñez, childhood, recordad Robin Hood, la niñez de Robin Hood. Robin Hood's childhood was very difficult, for example. I don't really know. Childhood, niñez. Adolescence, lo mismo que en castellano, adolescencia. Adolescence, when a person is a teenager. is in adolescence. Some have acne, pimples son granos, or acne, which is a bigger problem. And the hormonal changes, the boys are wild, a lot of them, the girls too, deep down in el fondo. And it's a transitional period in people's life, and not an easy period for some people. That's adolescence. And then after that, you reach adulthood. Volvemos al hood. Childhood, adolescence, adulthood. Okay? Fatherhood is paternidad. Motherhood, maternidad. Se usa mucho el hood, Robin Hood. Okay, Robin Hood. Hood también es capucha, o caperuza, all right, o caperucita. Little Red Riding Hood, caperucita roja. Ay, pero voy por los cerros de Úbeda hoy. Crecimiento es growth, to grow. Now, si en la empresa decís, si una presentación en inglés dices, nuestra compañía está creciendo up, our company is growing up, se va a reír la gente de habla inglesa, pues to grow up es hacerse mayorcito. Y este último año nuestra empresa se ha hecho mayor ya, and it sounds very funny. So la palabra es to grow. Grow es crecer, no grow up. Grow up es pasar a la edad adulta. Y se usa mucho, por supuesto, pero en casos como el siguiente. Jimmy, hello Jimmy, how are you? How old are you, Jimmy? 7 years old. Oh, well, tell me, Jimmy, what do you want to be when you grow up? And Jimmy says, me? I want to be a baseball player. I want to be a football player. I want to be a fireman. Bombero. I want to be a policeman. Normally, little Jimmy, 7 or 8 years old, normally doesn't say, I want to be a stock market analyst. I want to be a business analyst. I want to be a financial consultant. Normally, 7 and 8 year old children don't say things like that when they want to grow up. They say things that are more interesting initially. I want to be a baseball player. I want to be a football player. I want to be a hockey star. I want to be an Olympic champion, of course, when you grow up. Pero fuera de ese contexto, grow up no se dice. A veces lo puedes decir de un adulto a otro. Vamos, Pepe, madura, una vez. No seas pueril, no seas infantil. Come on, Pepe, grow up. All right? But outside of that figurative area, we say only to grow. Y crecer es to grow. Y crecimiento es growth. The growth. Our company has experienced 15% growth over the past 2 years. Our company has been growing at a 15% pace over the past 2 years. Our company has been growing at a 15% rate over the past 2 years. We have been experiencing, llevamos 2 años experimentando un crecimiento de 15% anual. Over the past 2 years, our company has been experimenting es laboratorio con tubos de ensayo. Experiencing, es que el verbo experimentar en castellano tiene 2 significados, o 2 usos. Experimentar con bata blanca y tubos de ensayo, eso es realizar experimentos, that's to experiment. Pero luego experimentar, como he experimentado un cambio en mi vida, eso es experiencia como verbo, to experience. And so our company has been experiencing a growth rate, una tasa de crecimiento, 15% annually. It's incredible. And we're having trouble controlling our growth. Y eso es growth, la segunda palabra en esta lista. Growth. Growth has a second meaning, ojo. It's not so important, but in medical terminology, a growth es una especie de bulto. A growth, algo que te parece, uy, ¿esto qué es? De repente algo está creciendo, it's a growth. Sometimes it can be malignant. You need to go to the doctor. If you notice a growth somewhere, then you go to the doctor. And the doctor checks it, and if the doctor is concerned, preocupado, the doctor will send you to the lab, and they will take a sample, una muestra, and they will check a biopsy or similar. and they will check to see if the growth is dangerous, if it's malignant or not malignant. Aquí decís maligno y benigno, pero solemos decir maligno y no maligno. Malignant and not malignant. No solemos decir benign. Benign, okay? We say que existe benigno en inglés, benign, pero se usa un poco. But not malignant. So that's the second meaning for growth. Next word, miracle. My God, eso sí es fácil, milagro. No puedo hacer milagros. I can't do miracles for you. Miracles. But do miracles exist? Yes. No soy mago, pero sí hago milagros con el inglés de algunas personas. And the miracles that I perform, se suele usar el verbo perform escrito, que es realizar, efectuar o hacer. To perform, cuando se trata de milagros, no, es que no usamos el verbo to do, ni to make. To do miracles, to make miracles, se puede decir, he oído, to make miracles. Pero sí es to perform. Jesus of Nazareth, one of his weapons of persuasion, one of the abilities he had that helped him tremendously to become influential in Judea, was his ability to perform miracles, his ability to walk on water, his ability to transform 2 pieces of bread into enough bread and fish for 1,000 people, to change water into wine. Do you remember? To raise Lazarus from the dead. Okay. To calm a madman, demente, un loco. You remember? He had this ability. Okay. He could perform miracles. And when you can perform miracles, you have more probability than others in being very influential. And the ideas that you propose, the propositions that you make to people, become more possible for people to understand, and you can influence people. To perform miracles. Now me, do I perform miracles? No. Mago no soy. Pero milagros sí hago. I'm not a magician. Magician is mago, magician escrito. Magician. I'm not a magician, but I can perform miracles if you help me. Milagros. Es un nombre de mujer aquí. Curioso nombre. Milagros. Miracles. To perform a miracle. It's interesting. If you drive from Madrid to Burgos on the main highway, there's a small town called Milagros. But if you study this town, you will see that this is a very, very old town. Maybe older than Burgos. Maybe older than Aranda de Duero. Maybe older than Segovia. No. But Milagros, the town, on the route from Madrid to Burgos, doesn't mean miracles. Milagros means mil campos labrados. Because in Spanish, and well, in the Latin of that time, un agro era un campo agrícola. Okay? So mil agros eran mil campos, no miracles. Okay? So remember, if you're watching me from Burgos or from Madrid or from the center of Spain and you pass near, just before Aranda de Duero, and you pass and you see Milagros, you remember, aha. I remember in my English class, my teacher told me that Milagros doesn't mean, in this particular case, miracles. It means 1,000 plowed fields. Mil campos arados, o campos labrados. 1,000 plowed fields. Milagros. Okay, milagros. ¿A qué no lo sabías? I bet. Cuando en castellano dices, ¿a qué no? ¿A qué no sabes deletrear mi apellido? ¿A qué no? I bet. En inglés decimos, yo apuesto. I bet you don't know how to spell my name. I bet you didn't know that Milagros, in this particular case, was 1,000 plowed fields. I bet you didn't know. ¿A qué no? I bet you didn't know. All right? But in any case, miracles. Yo no hago milagros. Bueno, con tu ayuda sí se hacen milagros. I know how to. If you help me in this process of learning English, if you make the same effort I am making to teach, if you make the effort to learn in line, in proportion with the effort I'm making to teach, I think you and me together, we can perform or produce, en este caso, porque es más producción, we can produce miracles, 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 miracles. All right, the next word, aparcamiento exterior, parking lot, or car park. It depends on where you're going to travel or going to live. If you're going to work with British people and Irish people, I recommend car park, the car park, okay? El aparcamiento de coches, ya sea subterráneo o exterior, al exterior. We say car park. In the United States, no. In the United States and Canada, there are two words we use, parking garage and parking lot, L-O-T, lot. If the car park is outside, we say parking lot. If it's underground or above ground, but in a type of covered garage, we say parking garage, parking garage. In the United States, the population density is very low, which means, lo cual significa, which means that there's a lot of open space. When you go to the United States, when people from Europe visit the United States, the first impact is, todo es muy grande, everything's very big. Well, it's easy because land in the United States is cheap, except in Manhattan or the center of Chicago, or the center of San Francisco. Land is very cheap in the States, so people are not efficient or meticulous in using land. So you see big, vast areas, and when you go to a shopping center, un centro comercial, the parking is not under the shopping center. The parking is around the shopping center, and the parking lot is 2 or 3 times bigger than the shopping center. It's an enormous, enormous, huge complex. And the biggest part is the parking lot. And it's impressive for a European. It's, wow, this is impressive. If you go to a stadium, for example, if you go to the football stadium of the Dallas Cowboys, or the baseball stadium of the Chicago White Sox, or to the basketball pavilion, pabellón de baloncesto, of the Los Angeles Lakers, around the stadium or the pavilion is thousands and thousands of parking spaces in a big open parking lot. That is possible in the States. It's less possible in Europe because the cost of land is much higher. The population density in Europe in general is higher, or at least in Western Europe. Central and Western Europe is higher than in the States. So every square meter in this country and several other countries in Europe is very expensive. In the States, not so much, depending on the area. So we say parking lot in the United States or parking garage. If it's under an office building, un edificio oficinas, we say office building. If it's under an office building, and sometimes what's really interesting, and this surprises people in Europe, you can go to the States and you can see a big building, 30, 40 stories, and the first 8 floors are parking. The cars enter, and they don't go underground because it's expensive to build underground. Es más caro cavar y construir que construir hacia arriba. So, the first 8 floors are parking, and then the offices begin on the 9th. It's quite interesting, but you see this a lot in the States, okay? Interesting anecdotes, interesting questions. We have covered 4 words: encouraging, growth, miracle, and parking lot. Very different words, but I hope you don't forget them. I hope you remember them. And I'll see you again another day. Okay? The class is over. The time is up. Colorín colorado, esta clase ha acabado. Okay? Thank you.